divine cleansing of aura and space, manifest miracles, heal 7 chakras, and attract heaven's favor. In the quaint English village of Harleston, whispers of divine miracles danced on the lips of the faithful. Each dawn, the sun cradled the silhouette of the chapel dedicated to Saint Michael, a beacon of hope for many. Anna, a devoted mother, found herself standing before its ancient wood doors, heart pounding with a desperate fervor. Her son Luke had fallen victim to a mysterious illness after a tragic accident, and as the days stretched out like shadows in her home, her prayer mat became a sanctuary, hosting her unyielding cry for help. The first shimmer of the miraculous caught Anna unawares. One morning, she was enveloped in a warm burst of light as she knelt in prayer, a vision of vibrant colors swirling around her like a divine embrace. Each hue whispered healing promises, igniting her hope. Those in the village felt it too, their hearts racing with sublime anticipation. They spoke in hushed tones, recalling miraculous healings, and the grace bestowed upon the faithful. Something sacred was woven into the fabric of their prayers, drawing them ever closer to the divine's realm. As the village united in prayer, a chorus of voices lifted up to Saint Michaelana's spirit soared. Father James, the local priest, shared tales of awe-inspiring transformations through faith. "Remember the power of collective prayer," he declared, invoking visions of people rising from their beds of anguish, bathed in God's light. "Let us cleanse our homes, our very beings." His words ignited sparks in Anna's heart. She envisioned what it would mean to foster a sacred space. Together, they would create an altar in her home, adorned with fresh flowers and candles, illuminating their devotion like stars in the night. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As Anna embraced the rituals of cleansing, the villagers gathered under candlelight, forming a circle of faith. Lanterns flickered against the dusk, like prayers finding their way to the heavens. They sang hymns that echoed through the night, invoking the mighty protection of Saint Michael. Each song stirred something divine within her, a reminder that belief can pierce through the heaviest shroud of doubt. But just when the light seemed bright enough to dispel darkness, they were met with an unforeseen setback. Luke's condition worsened. Despair crept in like an unwelcome fog. Anna felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down, a tension thick in the air. But within this turmoil, the community rallied, sealing their collective resolve with unwavering love. They embraced her in sacred trust, their prayers weaving together like an unbreakable thread of hope. A moment arrived, filled with heavenly light and expectant silence, as they called out for help. Would their prayers be enough to pierce the veil of suffering? As the seconds ticked by, the anticipation became electric, with an unshakable power. The village held its breath, eyes cast toward heaven as a profound stillness enveloped them. Was this the moment they had all been longing for? Amid the breathless hope and hushed prayers, Anna could almost feel the presence of divine grace hovering, waiting to reveal its mighty truth. What awaited them on the other side of this dark night? A hush fell over the village, thicker than the fog that often rolled in from the surrounding hills. The air shimmered with an unspoken promise, as if the heavens themselves were listening closely. Anna could feel the hearts of her friends beating as one, their love pouring forth like a river into the abyss of their collective sorrow. Prayers enveloped her like a cocoon, nurturing each fragile thread of hope that remained. As she knelt, the glow of their candles danced in the cool night air, flickering bravely against the encroaching shadows. "Saint Michael," she breathed, "intercede for us." The words slipped from her lips with all the yearning of a mother's heart, the weight of love and faith colliding in a sacred plea. She remembered his quiet strength and the steadfast guidance he offered in their darkest moments. This was no ordinary night. It pulsated with the energy of divine expectation. Father James stepped forward, his voice carrying like a bell ringing through the quiet. As we lift our voices today, know that our faith can shake the very foundations of heaven. We are not alone. The angels surround us, bolstering our prayers. The villagers nodded, their faces illuminated by a shared fervor, glimmering with the light of faith. Each person present started to hum. The sound rose in a gentle crescendo that intertwined with the night, creating a harmonious tapestry of hope and devotion. In that moment, the very air around them seemed to shift. Anna's heart raced as she felt a tingling warmth spread through her body. Was it merely the flames of the candles, or something more profound? She closed her eyes tightly, digging deeper into her faith, willing the miraculous to infuse her very being. It was the unyielding hope of 1,000 prayers, wrapped in the arms of angels, that surged through her veins, and she simply knew, that change was on the horizon. As the congregation united their voices in song, she felt a shift in the atmosphere, the weight of despair lowering ever so slightly. Each chord struck a chord within her. It was as if the heavens were answering, guiding their prayers with a sense of urgency that drove them ever forward. Then, a whisper rang out from the back of the group, a voice trembling, yet strong. I saw a vision. It was Martha, a quiet woman known for her deep sensitivity to the spirit. Her words sent a ripple through the assembly. I saw Luke bathed in light. He's smiling. Gasps of joy ignited the crowd as whispers of excitement flourished. Could it be? Could Luke be receiving healing from the divine touch? Anna opened her eyes at that moment, her heart a fragile bird ready to take flight. Let us call upon the Lord with all our might, Father James said, his eyes sparkling with conviction. Let us pray boldly, with the assurance that our requests are heard. The sincerity in his voice wrapped around them, binding their hearts tighter than before. Anna lifted her gaze toward the heavens, her spirit ignited with a warmth she hadn't known in days. She implored the saints, let our faith be a beacon that guides Luke home. And as they prayed, a faint, sudden rustle swept through the gathering, as though the wind had carried the voice of the Lord himself. The villagers turned their eyes skyward, and for a fleeting instant, the candles surged with an ethereal brightness, illuminating the shadows like noonday sun. It was in that moment, cradled between desperation and divine possibility, that Anna discerned something profound. Was their beloved Luke about to witness a miracle of his own? The air filled with tension, a taut line of expectancy stretched tightly in the atmosphere. As the final notes of prayer hung in the air, Anna felt the spirit ripple through the waiting space. What would the dawn reveal? The crossroads of faith and fate loomed just ahead, brimming with mystery yet to unfold. What unexpected manifestation lay ahead, waiting to surprise a community anchored in divine love? A stillness wrapped around the villagers like a tender embrace. The night was alive with possibility, as if the very fabric of reality held its breath. Anna's heart beat in rhythm with the fading notes of prayer, the vibrational echo a reminder of their collective yearning. Around her, candles flickered gently, casting a soft glow upon the faces of her neighbors, each person a living testament to the power of faith. Can you feel it? Whispered Mary, eyes sparkling like stars above. Her voice was barely above a murmur, yet it resonated within the depths of Anna's soul. There's a shift. Something is happening. Anna nodded, feeling the rush of anticipation. Yes, Mary. It's as if we're on the brink of something holy. The excitement bubbled between them, growing stronger with each passing moment. The darkness around them felt less intimidating now, chased away by the warmth of their prayers and the love they shared. Father James raised his arms, as if drawing the heavens closer. As one body, in one heart, we have lifted Luke to the Lord. Let our faith pave the way for miracles. Let each of us be open to receiving his grace tonight. His voice wove through the night, a lifeline tugging at the hearts of each listener. Slowly, hands grasped each other, forming a chain of unity and unbroken link, stretching toward the divine. It was a simple act, yet it symbolized so much. Love dispelling fear, faith conquering doubt. Anna felt the pulse of life surge through her clasped hands, a divine current connecting her with her friends in a sacred circle of faith. In the air hung the sweet fragrance of blooming wildflowers, mingling with the cool night breeze. It stirred Anna's senses, grounding her amidst the unfolding mystery. She closed her eyes once more, allowing the beauty of the moment to wash over her, filling her with peace. Lord, we ask for your mercy. We plead for Luke. Let him be touched by your love. Let him know he is not alone. Suddenly, a soft hum began to rise, a melodic vibration that seemed to echo from the hearts of the villagers. It was a song without words, woven from hope and faith, lifting toward the heavens. The sound swelled in strength and beauty, flooding the night air with an ethereal sweetness that wrapped around them. The candles trembled gently, reflecting the light of the moon above, and as Anna opened her eyes, the world around her seemed to shimmer. The breath of the Spirit was not a distant whisper anymore. It wrapped itself around them like a divine promise, urging them onward. She turned to Martha, who now swayed softly, her face a portrait of blissful transcendence. Whatever vision she had seen earlier was now firmly rooted in the hearts of those gathered. Then it happened, the tension in the air coiled tightly before unraveling in a single moment of brilliance. A brilliant streak of light shot across the night sky, illuminating the landscape like a bolt of pure, holy grace. Gasps filled the air. Eyes widened in astonished wonder. Look, someone cried, pointing upwards. The villagers all turned their gaze skyward. In that moment, as the light danced across the heavens, Anna's heart soared. Hope surged within her like a river breaking free from its banks. It's a sign, she breathed. Our prayers are reaching him. The energy pulsed wildly, and she realized they were not just waiting for change. It was unfolding right before their eyes. A new dawn was approaching, vibrant and full of grace. Yet, in that exhilaration, a question lingered in her heart: would the miracle they sought reveal itself in the way they imagined? In the silence that followed, their hearts beat in unison. And as the light dimmed slightly, Anna whispered fervently, Lord, we trust you. We will wait with open hearts, ready for your revelation. But what awaited them at the break of day? Could it be the miracle they longed for, or an even greater blessing yet unimagined? The dawn of understanding was just beyond the horizon. As the night wore on, a hush fell over the village, wrapping the gathered souls in a comforting silence. The flickering candles seemed to glow brighter, as if urging them to remain in that sacred space. Anna could feel the electric energy still crackling in the air, a tangible sign that something profound was unfolding. What do you think it means? Mary asked, her voice steady but laced with wonder. Anna looked at her friend, sensing the same questions swirling in the depths of their hearts. I don't know, she replied softly, but I feel it deep inside. This isn't just a random sign. It's a call, perhaps a promise. The elders gathered close, sensing the shift that enveloped them like a warm blanket. Father James, with a deep breath that filled his chest, lowered his gaze toward the earth before the sky. Let us prepare ourselves, he said slowly, to receive the fullness of God's light. We must cleanse our spirits, our hearts, and even this land, to welcome his presence. With that, he began to lead them in a prayer of cleansing, a resonating call for purification, a plea to wash away doubt and fear. The villagers closed their eyes and joined him, pouring their hearts into each word. Lord, let your light shine through us. Let every shadow be banished. Let us be vessels of your grace. As they lifted their voices, a gentle breeze stirred, carrying with it an earthy, fragrant scent like the first rains of spring. It felt like life itself was awakening around them, renewing their hope and energy. Anna could feel warmth rising in her chest, expanding with each sacred word. The others around her were moving, swaying to the rhythm of their collective prayers. She stole a glance at Martha, whose expression was alight with a divine glow, as tears glistened on her cheeks. "Can you see the colors?" Martha said breathlessly, raising a hand to point. Anna squinted, trying to follow her gaze. Wisps of colors danced above the villagers, ethereal shades intertwining in hues of gold, green, and violet. They spiraled in harmony, creating patterns that seemed to pulsate with life, almost like celestial threads weaving through human hearts. "Such beauty," another voice croaked, filled with awe. "It feels as if heaven is near." The villagers gasped and murmured, exchanging glances that spoke of wonder and amazement. Then, from the depths of that luminous moment, a voice emerged. It resonated from Father James and flowed through them like a river. "Believe, dear ones. In this moment, we are being transformed. Let your spirits rise. We are cleansed. We are renewed. The Lord's favor shines upon us." The air vibrated, lifting their souls higher. Hope swelled in Anna, making her feel light. All burdens she'd carried melted away. She felt a connection to something greater, web of divine love, entwining them all, pulling them closer to the heart of God. But just as they reached the point of unity, the dazzling light burst forth once more, shimmering with even more intensity. Anna's heart raced. "What's happening?" she wondered, curiosity entwined with fear. The brilliant light enveloped them, and in that moment, Anna recalled the question from before. Would their revelation be the miracle they sought, or perhaps something unimaginable? A wave of expectancy washed over her. The dawn of understanding was indeed upon them. As the mystical light drew them even closer, a new voice spoke, soft yet firm. It sparked within Anna's core, igniting a flame of anticipation. The moment of divine intervention is near. What would this divine intervention reveal? And would their faith stand strong in the face of what was to come? A hush fell over the crowd, a shockwave of expectancy uniting them. They stood, breathless, swept away by the shimmering light that pulsed before them, dancing like golden leaves caught in a swirling autumn wind. Each flicker of illumination seemed to pulse with divine essence, inviting them into the depths of joy and reverence. Anna felt a tug at her heart. What transformation lay ahead? "Look," whispered Martha, her voice trembling with urgency. "It's alive, the light's speaking." The villagers exchanged glances, the gravity of the moment pulling them closer together. Anxiety and delight wove through the air, making each heart beat like a sacred drum. Father James raised his arms wide, his posture emanating authority and love. "Receive this gift," he proclaimed, his voice echoing against the backdrop of the vibrant colors. "This is the moment of unveiling. The Lord invites us to step into our calling, to awaken the authentic selves God has crafted within us." The colors above them swirled with more intensity, each pivot of light piercing through any lingering doubts. Anna felt the warmth settle heavier in her chest, blooming into something spectacular and unshakable confidence rooted in faith. Could this be our awakening? She wondered, the thought replacing fear with hope. As she soaked in the joyous atmosphere, an elderly woman, Agnes, was moved to step forward, her voice trembling, yet filled with unwavering strength. "Let's not shy away from the gift God is offering. We must embrace it, together." The villagers nodded, a wave of agreement washing over them. There was a shared understanding. The divine tapestry was being woven anew, and they were to be willing threads in its design. Anna closed her eyes, focusing her thoughts, conjuring the troubles she had held close. She visualized each worry dissipating into the air, lifted up by the vibrant light, carried away like feathers on a breeze. "Lord, take this burden." "I let it go," she breathed, her heart pounding with conviction. "Let the burdens of our past drift away," came the unified chant from all corners. Their voices surged with power, rising like incense towards heaven. Just then, the light intensified, and Anna gasped as clusters of energy seemed to swirl down toward them, weaving in and out among the villagers, gently wrapping around each soul. It felt like arms of tranquility enfolding them in sacred embrace. The intricate dance of colors began to reveal itself, pouring forth remnants of everyone's innermost struggles and desires. "I can feel it," Mary exclaimed, her eyes wide. It's as if we're being cleansed, healed." The crowd erupted with emotion, gasps and cries of joy, revealing the layers of longing and love they had kept hidden. The serene voice returned, softer now, but filled with undeniable strength still. "Healing comes when hearts are open. Find your peace, dear souls. Discover the transformations that lie within." A wave of unity swept through them, binding the villagers together in a collective pursuit of healing and renewal. Anna felt different, entirely anew, as though the light had mended her fears, weaving hope into the fabric of her soul. But as the atmosphere buzzed with expectation, a flicker of uncertainty rippled through the villagers. They shared wary glances. "What if we aren't ready?" a voice whispered low. "What if this isn't what we think it is?" Anna's heart clenched. Were they truly prepared for the divine intervention that awaited? Could their faith withstand the unveiling ahead? The light shone brighter, almost as if urging them to decide. Would they take the leap together, stepping into the unknown? What awaited the faithful on the other side of their anticipation? The shimmering light pulsed with a vibrant energy, calling to each villager to look within, to feel the depths of their hearts. Anna felt the rhythm of her pulse sync with the glow, infusing her soul with an otherworldly beat. It was almost musical, this harmony between the divine light and their collective yearning. "Who will take the first step?" Father James asked, his voice echoing like an ancient bell, ringing clear with purpose. The villagers shifted uneasily, glancing at one another, the weight of expectations heavy in the air. Yet the invitation extended by the light clawed at them, coaxing the walls of fear to crumble. "It's time," Agnes announced, summoning her strength. Her voice rose above the murmurs, a beacon of resolve. With careful steps, she moved toward the center of the clearing, bathed in golden light, her face aglow with courage. "If it is our purpose to heal, then let us trust it shall happen." A spark ignited in every heart as the villagers witnessed Agnes's bravery. A wave of warmth surged through the crowd, kindling a shared understanding of their duty to embrace the transformation. "I will join you," shouted Mary, followed by more eager additions. "And count me in." Soon, a procession of eager souls found their way to Agnes, standing side by side in the golden glow. Anna felt her cheeks flush with love. These were her people, her family. In their commitment, she saw the power of solidarity, a reflection of the indomitable spirit within them all. "We are ready," she proclaimed, stepping forward, rooted in newfound faith. As they united beneath the light, the vibrant colors swirled wildly. The energy twisted like a serpent, closing in on them, alive and pulsing with the essence of dreams yet fulfilled. It enveloped the villagers, lifting them beyond petty fears, into a realm where hope blossomed freely in ethereal atmosphere, where the everyday and the divine intermingled. Then, the illuminating voice echoed again, clearer than before. "Trust in the journey. For every fear shed, a promise blooms. Each of you has a role in this sacred dance. Are you willing to unfurl your wings?" A chorus of yes rang out, a single heartbeat resonating through the crowd. The air thickened with expectancy, the light intensifying, casting ethereal shadows dancing across their faces. The villagers began to move, swaying gently, as if being led through a deep and ancient rhythm. Anna closed her eyes once more, concentrating on the energy flowing around her. She felt tendrils of warmth wrap about her, which no longer frightening. Instead, it was embracing, liberating. Memories of struggle began to surface, swirling like autumn leaves caught in a gentle breeze. Flashes of fear morphed into vivid reminders of past joy's moments, of sunlight piercing through dark clouds. "Let the light within guide you." The voice generated a balm of peace. It settled softly, like a whisper washing over the crowd. But suddenly, a chill ran through Anna's spine. Did some lingered doubts still reside among them? What if they could not find the release they sought? Her heart raced alongside the burgeoning excitement, caught in the tension between hope and fear. "Open your eyes, brave ones," Father James urged gently. "See the miracles waiting. The divine doesn't just heal, it transforms." With a renewed fervor, the villagers opened their eyes, the radiant energies pooling gently at their feet, ready to lift them higher. As they steadied themselves, shifts began. The voices moved with the light, no longer their own, but part of something far grander, growing ever closer. What path would unfold in their next moments of discovery? Would they grasp the signs illuminating their way? With hearts ablaze in devotion and anticipation, they stood poised at the edge of the divine unknown. As the echoes of their unified yes hung in the air, a hush descended upon the clearing. Silence enveloped them like a cocoon, thick with promise. The radiant glow pulsed steadily, urging each villager to step deeper into the unknown, to dance with the divine light that beckoned them forward. Anna felt an intense clarity wash over her. She could almost hear the whispered secrets of the universe. As she embraced this stillness, she sensed that each pulse of the light was not just energy, it was love. It flowed from spirit to spirit, intertwining their hopes and dreams, binding them together in a tapestry of faith. "Feel your hearts," Father James instructed, his voice a gentle breeze. "Let the light guide you to your truths." Anna focused inward, feeling the warm glow radiate through her chest, expanding with each breath. The fear that once held her captive felt lighter now, dissolving under the brightness of possibility. Around her, the villagers mirrored her movements, their faces reflecting resolve and anticipation. The air grew thick with expectation, charged with the energy of transformation. Suddenly, a soft wind stirred, swirling around them. This tender breeze carried an inexplicable scent, evoking memories of blooming flowers and fresh rain. It felt like an invitation to abandon the past, to release their burdens and rejoice in the present. A soft gasp rippled through the crowd as they experienced this ethereal communion. "Release what binds you. Let go," Agnes shouted, her arms outstretched, bathed in the light's warmth. More villagers followed suit, hands reaching skyward, surrendering their fears and doubts to the swirling illumination. "Together, we can cleanse our souls," shouted Mary, her voice a potent tablet of encouragement. The villagers began to sway in unison, their movements synchronized by the rhythm within their hearts. In this sacred dance, Anna noticed how the colors of the light shifted with each heartbeat. Blues, greens, and golds created a stunning kaleidoscope overhead, a reflection of the villagers' collective healing. She closed her eyes, feeling this divine energy energizing each of her chakras, lighting her from within. As the vibrant flow surged, she felt warmth radiate from her core, expanding to each corner of her being. The spirit revealed itself within her passion, ignited, creativity surged, and compassion blossomed. Then, she opened her eyes, entranced by the wondrous sight of her fellow villagers, immersed in light. Transitions swept over each face, harsh lines softened, burdened expressions transformed into radiant smiles. Words of gratitude floated through the air like petals on a breeze. "Thank you, Lord," they cried, voices merging into a celestial anthem. "Together, we are stronger," they proclaimed, echoing ancient truths. Yet, amid this unity, a familiar doubt flickered in Anna's heart. Was this transformation superficial? Would they hold on to this light when the day returned? Just as she mulled over these questions, the voice resonated once more, deeper now, like the very earth speaking. "The journey doesn't end here. It only begins. Embrace your roles in this sacred orchestration." With that, the light intensified, challenging the villagers to prepare for what lay ahead. Anna found herself caught between exhilaration and trepidation, her heart racing with uncertainty. If their healing was just the start, what were the challenges yet to come? And as the light shimmered brightly at the focal point of their gathering, Anna realized a greater quest awaited them. In that moment of realization, A new question hung in the air. What sacrifices would they need to make to embody this divine light and fulfillment? They stood ready, not knowing that the fullness of their faith was about to be tested in ways they had never imagined. As the villagers stood enveloped in the luminous glow, a collective shiver danced through the air, almost as if the light itself had instigated a shift in the very fabric of their beings. They breathed in the scent of flowers and rain, grounding themselves as they pondered the sacred journey ahead. The harmony of their synchronized hearts filled the air with an exhilarating tension, urging them to embrace the deeper truth of this moment. "Trust in the light," Father James called out, his voice echoing like a melodic hymn. "It will lead us through. It will guide our actions and illuminate our path." Anna, filled with a fervent desire to understand, focused on her heartbeat. The rhythm was steady, the tempo quickening as anticipation surged within her. Dreamlike images began to bloom behind her closed lids, visions of a world transformed through collective devotion. She saw the deep-rooted fears of her fellow villagers dissipating like mist under the morning sun, nourishing the soil for new wisdom and growth. Yet, as the image crystallized, doubt crept into her spirit. Was it truly possible for them all to transcend their past? Loosening the chains of hurt and sorrow seemed daunting, yet the warmth of the light surrounded them in a cocoon of safety. She opened her eyes, searching the faces of her friends and neighbors. Each bore the glow of hope and anticipation, reflecting their shared faith. A powerful gust swept through the group, lifting the strands of hair on Anna's arms, sending shivers down her spine as a voice broke through her reverie. "Can we not be reborn?" it whispered, both commanding and soothing, intertwining their spirits. With every word, another layer of fear fell away. The crowd resonated with the words, "We shall be reborn." They echoed, voices rising in a collective swell, harmonizing like a celestial choir. Nearby, Agnes danced on, embodying the very spirit of liberation. "Let your heart be the compass. The divine light is with us. It cannot be extinguished." She twirled and spun in the light, her laughter ringing pure and joyous. Anna felt her own spirit rising to meet this new vibration, an ember igniting within her. But just as the joy swelled, the voice returned, more insistent now. "You must face what you fear. Each one of you carries a story, the burdens of the past. Are you ready?" A ripple of anxiety washed over the villagers like waves on a reluctant shore. Fear flickered in their eyes, and Anna's heart clenched at the thought. Could they really face their truths and transform? Their expressions began to darken, uncertainty clouding the once bright atmosphere. Yet Father James stepped forward, embodying unwavering strength. "Yes," he shouted, gripping an outstretched hand of encouragement towards Anna. "We must embrace our trials. Every sacrifice made will set us free." His words pierced through Anna's fears, replacing them with courage. She raised her arms high, feeling the connection to each heart around her. "Let us share our burdens," she shouted, her voice melding into the melody of their gathering. "In this light, we find healing." The villagers responded, the tension giving way to a cathartic release. Hands intertwined as they began to tell stories, sharing pain, joy, loss, love. With every heartfelt testimony, the light above them pulsed brighter, intertwining with their voices, amplifying their courage. Tears flowed freely as the gaps in their hearts began to fill with forgiveness and acceptance. Anna felt her own burdens lift as she bared her soul, vulnerable and exposed under the grace of the light. With the atmosphere charged, an astonishing thing happened. The iridescent glow began to shimmer and swirl, taking new forms. It expanded outward, echoing the transformation within, as if the very universe was responding to their collective awakening. But just as they began to fully trust in their shared journey, the ground beneath them trembled ominously. Had they unleashed something greater than they had prepared for? A question lingered in the charged air. What would become of them if they faced not only their truths, but forces beyond comprehension? As they stood together, ready to confront whatever lay ahead, the true test of their faith awaited. What divine challenges would this transformation lead them to? The light pulsed with urgency, inviting them deeper into the depths of faith. The ground continued to tremble beneath their feet, and the luminous glow swirled around them, an invitation wrapped in uncertainty. The villagers exchanged anxious glances, some clutching each other's hands tighter, while others stood rooted in place, all mingling with apprehension. Anna's heart raced. Was this the time for miracles or calamity? Father James remained calm amidst the shifting earth. Stay connected. Feel the light amongst you. We are a tapestry woven with faith. His words wrapped around the villagers like a protective blanket, offering solace in the storm of emotions. Anna felt a tingle in her fingertips as she realized their connection was not just to each other, but to something greater, a web of divine energy thrumming beneath the surface. "Let the light guide us," she shouted, her voice slicing through the atmosphere. "Let us surrender to its power." With each declaration, the light brightened, filling the space with an unearthly vibrance that pulsed like a heartbeat. A resonant hum emanated from the core of the group, weaving around them, drawing from their unified intent. They were more than bodies. Gathered in the dark, they were vessels of divine potential, ready to embrace the unknown. Agnes stepped forward, her spirit ablaze with courage. "Let us release what binds us. All fear, anger, sorrow, let it flow away. We are not alone." Her voice soared, lifting the spirits of those around her, as she began to sway in rhythm with the growing energy. With every roar of the earth's tremors, Anna encouraged the villagers further. "We stand on sacred ground. Each truth we voice, each burden we release fuels the light. Who will step forward and share? We must shed our past. One by one, hands raised like flowers seeking the sun. Stories spilled forth, laced with vulnerability and desire for healing. Laughter and tears intertwined, creating a harmonious symphony that vibrated through the air, causing the very ground to pulse in a steady, divine beat. Suddenly, a brilliant flash exploded from the center of their gathering, as if the sky itself had opened to unveil a cascade of colors. Indigos, golds, and brilliant whites danced above them. Gasps arose from the villagers. The glow shifted, wrapping around them in spiraling arches, and whispers of a distant song hovered like a gentle breeze. "What is this?" Anna breathed, overwhelmed. She felt the collective energy growing stronger, intertwining their souls into a single entity pulsating with life. The voice returned, and this time it resonated deep within their hearts. "You have awakened the spirit within. In unity, you will rise." It flooded their spirits with warmth, planting seeds of hope and igniting a divine spark. But as the villagers marveled at the light, shadows crept at the edges of their Vishuna, stark reminder of the struggles still lurking just beyond their reach. Fear intertwined with awe, and Anna's pulse quickened. Could this truly be the beginning of their transformation? The tremors intensified, shaking the very ground as if in response to their awakening. Had they summoned forth something powerful beyond reckoning? A moment of silence settled, and all eyes turned skyward, hearts pounding as they awaited the answer. In this moment of expectancy, Anna felt the weight of the world pressing in. They were on the precipice of something monumental. What would they uncover as they ventured deeper into these mysteries of faith? Would they embrace the light and unify in purpose, or would they retreat into the shadows of their fears? As the villagers held their breath, the light continued to pulse and change, daring them to step forward. What awaited them in the unfolding revelation? The essence of the divine whispered softly, urging them into the depths of a journey yet unseen. A new day dawned over Harleston, painting the sky with soft hues of lavender and gold. The morning sun broke through, spilling warmth over the assembled villagers still woven together in their circle of faith. Anna opened her eyes, the remnants of the vibrant glow still flickering in her memory. A gentle cloud of anticipation hung over them, the promise of something miraculous thick in the air. They had stood together through the night, united by their shared prayers. Now, the village was covered in morning dew, each drop a symbol of renewal, each breeze a whisper of hope. Anna felt a renewed spirit coursing through her veins. She sensed a divine presence lingering, enveloping them like an embrace from above. They had reached a moment where forgiveness and healing intertwined. "Please, Lord," she whispered softly, "show us your will." As the words left her lips, a profound stillness followed. It was as if the world paused, waiting. Father James stepped forward, the sun illuminating his kind face. "Beloved congregation," he began, voice steady and profound, "this night, we have purged ourselves of despair. We have shattered chains of burden and fear." His eyes glistened, reflecting the light of 1,000 prayers. "But now, we must walk forth, filled with love and compassion." Suddenly, a rustle swept through the gathering, and everyone turned as a familiar figure emerged. It was Luke, Anna's son, standing at the edge of the chapel, bathed in the morning light. He looked different, transformed, his smile, radiant, like the sun breaking through after a long storm. "Mama, I'm here," he shouted, running to Anna, tears of joy spilling down her cheeks. Without hesitation, she enveloped him in a fierce embrace, her heart swelled with gratitude. "You're well, my love. You're healed." Each word was saturated in relief, a release of the weight she'd carried. The villagers erupted into joy, exclamations of disbelief and wonder echoing through the air. "How is this possible?" Martha exclaimed, eyes wide. "Luke, God is with us." Anna looked at Luke, his eyes glimmering with strength. "I felt the light, Mom. It touched me. It made me whole again." His voice was steady and filled with faith. Father James raised his hands, inviting silence once more. "This is a testament to the power of unity in faith," he declared. "The love, the prayers, we all felt the energy shifting. The divine has gifted us renewal, a cleansing of our very souls." Anna's heart surged with warmth as she looked around, feeling the sacred love emanating from each villager. The once lingering shadows of doubt faded as they basked in the sunlight of hope and healing. She could see lives changing before her very eyes, hearts opening wide to the possibilities yet to unfold. With a collective breath, they turned toward the chapel, its doors standing wide open as if welcoming them into a new chapter, a chapter filled with divine purpose. "Let's step together into this light," Father James encouraged, taking the lead. As they entered the chapel, the walls felt alive, echoing with the underlying pulse of faith. The altars sparkled with the remnants of their shared vigil. The candles still flickered subtly, a comforting reminder of divine presence. "We will not only rejoice in our healing, but we will also carry this love beyond our village," Anna declared, the joy in her heart stretching out to embrace the world. "Let us serve, let us share, and let us shine our light." Cheers erupted in agreement, invigorated by purpose. One by one, they shared their stories of struggle and triumph, passions ignited by faith. Testament upon testament flowed freely, a river of hope that would nourish not only Harleston, but the wider world beyond, spreading seeds of compassion, healing, and transformation. In that moment, Anna understood. This divine journey was not solely about their own liberation. It was about being catalysts of change, leading others from the shadows into light. As the sun rose higher in the sky, its glorious rays filtered through the stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns upon the newly blessed congregation. Secrets of divine love flourished in their souls, igniting an eternal flame they could carry forth into the world. Luke stood beside Anna, radiant and whole. Together, they would embrace the future, emboldened by the lessons learned through faith and unity. As the villagers joined hands, their faces beamed with a newfound commitment to embody love and compassion. They took a collective breath, ready to spread their light to all in need. "God's glory is manifested in our actions, our love," Father James proclaimed, his voice elevating above the church. "Together, we embody divinity in this earthly journey. Go forth, beloved ones, and let your light shine." With hearts ablaze, they stepped out of the chapel, ready to manifest miracles in every corner of their world. In that bright morning light, they embraced their sacred roles, transformers of faith, bearers of love, and messengers of hope. The journey that awaited them shimmered like the dawn, a glorious testament to divine grace brought forth by their unwavering belief. And as they spread out beyond the chapel's doors, an echo of laughter and joyous song hovered in the air, a reminder that the miracle of healing had just begun. They would weave together their stories, creating a vibrant tapestry of faith, one that would inspire and ignite passion in hearts everywhere. The spirit of divine cleansing had not only healed their souls, but had united them in everlasting purpose. They were ready to embrace the glorious mission ahead. And so, the village of Harleston, adorned with the light of faith, began its journey to manifest miracles, heal the broken, and attract heaven's favor, forever walking hand in hand in divine love. Now, dear friends, there is an urgency in this moment. This is the time to stand together in faith. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive faith stories. You need to subscribe now. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Your support matters more than you know. Comment your reactions and testimonies about this divine conclusion. And remember, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation. Don't wait even one more second to share your light. Only true servants of God understand the importance of supporting this channel through these actions.